I'll never not jam out to that stuff.
The buzz that it did the first time you heard it?
It's still there.
Okay, good. I just love the buckle up and ride part. Like, that's the best part about this, isn't it?
Dude, there's so much good. There's so much good in that music.
Welcome in, though, this week's edition of From the Pressbox. As I want to first off thank your wife. She sent me a nice Bengals. What do we call it? A tumbler, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeti, or however, but I have been using it today, and it's very helpful. Yes, so shout out to Christy.
Good.
What, Christy's Crafty Creations? Is that right?
That's
on Facebook?
Right. The shameless plug for Christy's Crafty. All day today. I'm amazed I was able to do anything today, man. I was on the radio this morning and I talked for like 2 minutes and I was like, nope, I'm gonna set the song. I'm gonna try again next break.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Hey, people love the honesty, though, right?
It just it did not work at all.
We were supposed to. So this week we've had a lot of rain in the last week or so. So last Tuesday, I guess is when it was. We were supposed to be doing a rivalry baseball game, and it got moved to this past Monday. And then it rained all weekend, so they couldn't play on Monday, so they moved it to tonight. And it was too short of a notice, and Wednesdays are tough anyways, just getting crew because we have church and everything. So we ended up saying, okay, that's fine, because we had a game yesterday, we had a game scheduled for tomorrow, and then we're having to do the high school prom on Saturday. And then this morning, I'm like, that like the first couple of minutes when you're waking up and it's like you're starting to get ready to start the day, you're like checking your phone, and I get a text message. Hey, softball game tomorrow is now tonight. Like, really?
At least you got it this morning, because we got told at 3:00 this afternoon that that stuff was not happening.
So yeah, and that happened to us the game last week. So I was prepping for a game that I thought was going to get canceled, but it ended up not getting canceled. But still, with this, we ended up not being able to do either one, which kind of stinks, because both these games would have been ones. And I mean, but the baseball game, it started at 5:30 Central, and it's still going on. So very thankful that didn't happen. But apparently, a kid on the other team got hit in the face or something. So that's caused a delay. But right now, the Cougs are winning 18-10 in the top of the 6th inning, because who needs pitching? So an exciting matchup happening at Conley Field.
I had a game yesterday that went 9 innings. Our high school games only go 7, so it went 9 innings and featured Suicide Squeeze. Been a long time since I've seen a successful Suicide Squeeze.
Was it a suicide too, and not a safety?
It was straight up suicide. Yep.
Heck yeah! I love that.
I was blown away that he got in there.
And it worked.
But it worked. They scored the tying run and sent the game into extras. I mean, it was huge. And it was between the first place team in the conference and the second place team in the conference. Both teams were at 8-1. And so the two teams didn't really like each other a whole lot and had some heated moments, nearly had an ejection. I mean, had a little bit of everything, but it was a 3-hour baseball game. And it's just like, at high school level, man, I tell you what, man, that
what's awesome is that last night, so we did a baseball game. 2-1 was the final score, and it lasted an hour and 20 minutes. Phenomenal. I mean, pitchers duel. Like, the other team scored a run in the first inning, and then Grayson County scored 2 in the third. And then other than that, it was just like 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. Maybe there'd be an occasional hit, but really nothing would happen from it. It just made for more.
I need more of that. I absolutely need more of that. Yep.
Yeah, because we've had some long baseball games this year, and that's one thing I like about softball. Is softball, for the most part, is pretty quick.
Yeah.
As far as moving up and down and so on. It makes things a little bit easier when it comes to that. But, yeah, it's good. We are right now 1 week away, from the NFL schedule release.
I know. Let's make a big production out of this because it makes money.
I am going to make the call here too. We're not going to predict every game like we did last year. That was a terrible idea. That was a terrible idea. That was awful.
We are the first to admit when we do stupid segments.
And that was
a stupid segment.
That was terrible. But at the same time, we had fun, right?
We did. What game are you most excited for regular season this year, Sam?
For the Bengals?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, watching them kick the Bears' ass has to be one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know that the Bears are gonna show up. It's gonna be so funny. Like they're literally gonna sit there and wait.
I will agree with Mike on that. It's gotten a little bit better with social media kind of running with it and doing. I like the Tennessee's version of getting the people off the street that didn't know what the logos were. I thought that was pretty decent.
The bachelorette parties. Yeah,
the good social media crews that can do decent jobs with the scheduling, that makes it a little bit more enjoyable. But I just,
well, I mean, you know what Mick and I did today on Jungle Juice, right? So for those that are unaware, Jungle Juice is our podcast about the Bengals that I have with the guy who has season tickets with Mick. We did a mock Bengals schedule. So we went through and we predicted what the Bengals schedule is going to look like this year.
Okay. All right.
And we made a game out of it. And so it's like if we get a week right, we get a point. If you get a primetime game, you get this many points and so on. Because we're that kind of people. Like we're going to go all the way in. And listen, we're going to just have some fun with it. And we enjoyed it. And guess what? Are our views for that episode going to be very high? No. Do we care? No. Because let's be real. Are they high in general? No. Do we do it for them?
Whoa. Jungle Juice is a top-notch show.
I mean, we do make more money in Jungle Juice than we do in this show.
Well, that's true, but...
I mean, you know how much we made last month?
84 cents?
Made like $2.10.
Hey, whoa, I'm sorry.
You need to calm down there.
I'm sorry.
I drove through the
weights, my friend.
I picked up the old Taco Bell for dinner last night, and it's like, would you like to make that a large? I was like, well, yes, I would. I said, I just got a bonus.
You got the regular cereal, not the generic cereal this week.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Although, honestly, I couldn't tell you last time I had a bowl of cereal.
Really? I had one for lunch today.
This show is hands down better, Paul says.
That's what I said.
Down. Now, is it more just because you actually care about some of the topics we discuss in this show, whereas in Jungle Juice, you do not care about the Bengals?
I mean, who wants to talk about Cincinnati Bengals? Come on now.
When's the last time the Bears made the Super Bowl? Right?
That's not important, okay?
Yeah. 05? 05 or 06?
06. We've all been there much more recent than a certain other person who just joined the chat.
Oh, who has a new football player as well, George Pickens, traded to the Cowboys.
Why did they make that decision after the draft? Did they try to get a backup quarterback during the draft and it didn't work?
Because Pickens is a wide receiver.
What's their quarterback situation? Because they still don't have a quarterback.
No, I mean, they drafted Will Howard from Ohio State. They have Mason Rudolph.
Okay.
And then they're going to get Aaron Rodgers.
They are.
They have to. And that's not me saying as a Bengals fan wanting it to happen, which I do, because I want it for the bet, and I think it would be hilarious. That fan base deserve one another kind of thing. But,
there it is.
Oh, they do. And plus, then it would get you to hate the Steelers as much as I do, because you really do not like Aaron Rodgers now, do you?
Oh, he is the worst.
Rodgers or Favre? You have to cheer for one. Gun to your head, or gun to your children's head. And it's literally like you have to pick one to cheer for. Rodgers?
No, just shoot me.
No, this is your kids.
Oh, my kids?
Yeah. So you got to make a decision.
Favre, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I cannot stand Aaron Rodgers, man.
Is Aaron Rodgers your least favorite NFL player ever?
My least favorite NFL player? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? Your Mount Rushmore. This is not a play clock question. Your Mount Rushmore of hated NFL players.
Of hated NFL players?
Uh-huh. Who's on the Mount Rushmore?
Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. Who else is up there? Hawk.
AJ Hawk?
Yeah.
Bengals legend AJ Hawk?
Hawk can sit up there too.
Okay.
And so
Clay Matthews?
And so can
Clay Matthews?
No, who was there that wide receiver that they had for a while?
Randall Cobb?
Yes.
Randall Cobb? Randall Cobb's like the nicest guy in the world.
He probably is. He's probably a nice guy. He's probably
and he's a cat.
Great.
Not Jordy Nelson over him? Or wow, so I'm now trying to think who would be my Mount. Kimo von Oelhoffen.
Okay.
Heinz Ward. Kimo von Oelhoffen again. No, I'll put Mike Tomlin on there. I've never liked Mike Tomlin. He's my third. And can I combine Mike Tomlin and Bill Cowher?
You sure?
Just the head coach. And oh gosh, I don't even know. Paul says Jerry Jones is all four of his. Maybe Polamalu. Maybe Polamalu would be on that list. I don't know. It's a good question though.
There's only a couple of Packers players that I like. Dean Lowry because he went to Northwestern, and then I told my buddy who's a Packers. I can't remember the guy's name. He was always hurt. He was always hurt. I can't think. Offensive lineman. I can't think of his name.
Bakhtiari or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Bakhtiari. I like.
See, it is a couple of years ago they drafted Benny Snell, who was one of my favorite players that the Steelers did, and.
Yes, and he's dead to you now. I know.
No, he's not. Now he's no longer there. So he's not dead to me anymore.
So he's resuscitated.
Yeah. No, but for that stretch, he was dead to me, and I felt bad. I felt bad that I had to see it. Like I had to do that to him. But you know what? It had to be done. It had to be done.
John Malone, if you're still watching, who are your least favorite? Who's on your Mount Rushmore of players that you hate?
Now, what about just athletes? What about athletes?
Athletes?
Yeah.
Athletes? I feel like I'm gonna be judged for all my answers. Like, how dare you?
Molina, Yadier Molina.
Yeah.
Is he on both of ours?
Yeah.
Adam Wainwright? Chris Carpenter?
No, Wainwright doesn't that much because he never really hurt the Cubs a whole lot. They're a bit, huh?
Said the Cougs won.
Hey, all right. There have been some really big Cub killers. Obviously, throughout history, but when you think about like players, Patrick Ewing, right?
Okay.
Right, we talked.
But does them making a killer make you hate them?
No, Ewing was just a dick, though.
Really?
But I think it's because I was younger, right? So like they'll play. Yeah. See, the problem was I had a ton of Will Clark baseball cards, so like I hated him, but like I had a bunch of his cards. Like that was back in the heyday of like card collecting. So like I'm pretty sure I've got like 45, 50 of his cards that. But like some of those Astros teams, Billy. I love Billy now. I hated that guy growing up.
Billy
my
Wagner?
Gosh, dude. Yes, Billy Wagner just killed us all the time. Hated him growing up. He's awesome now. I wanted Billy in the Hall of Fame.
See, it was Lance Berkman always killed the Reds, from those Astros teams.
Lance Berkman.
Yeah, I mean, he was good. Hall of really good, unless he played the Reds every single game, and then in that case, he would have been in the Hall of Fame.
Yesterday marked the anniversary of the Kerry Wood 20 strikeout game, which I will remind everyone was the singular greatest pitching performance of all time. And I don't feel that I even need to defend that.
John says Fontez perfect for some reason. One of the cleanest players.
Good job,
Eagle,
John. Good job.
Yeah.
That's
nice job, John. Nice job. That's why people appreciate you. You can't be specific enough.
All of them. Every single one.
All of them. All of them. You got to be more specific than that. That is kind of a fun discussion point, though, is who are the guys that you just really didn't like? Now, who would be both the Paul brothers? Do the Paul brothers count? I mean, I get they're not really athletes.
Gosh, John Starks was such a jerk. I didn't have an issue with John Starks. I liked Starks more than Ewing. Isaiah Thomas.
You're anti-Isaiah Thomas?
I don't know. See, I spent 3 years growing up in Michigan. So, I knew a lot of those players just because, whenever we played on the basketball court, I was always the early Bulls teams, and my buddy was always the early Pistons teams from the 90s, man.
Who are the, if you had to do the ones that you, of your rival teams, the guys that you liked? Who is your favorite Cardinal of all time?
Guys that I liked. Okay, so Cardinals wise, guys that I liked was
and you can't pick Contreras in this scenario. That's
no, but who was their
Reggie Miller,
center fielder,
John Jay,
Jim Edmonds. I was a big fan of.
But he was a former Cub.
Okay.
And a former Red, which is hilarious.
Edmonds doesn't count because he played for 8 teams.
Who is my favorite Cardinal of all time?
Mark McGuire.
Well, I guess I can't say Scott Rowland because he was a former Red.
Yeah.
But even then, it was hard to dislike Scott Rowland. Did you hate Scott Rowland?
No, I was indifferent to Scott Rowland.
Yeah, I mean,
Scott Rowland was always the guy that was above average, but he never ever hurt the Cubs that much. So Chris Sabo was the guy that I loved. Chris Sabo, man.
Squints.
That's right, Chris Sabo.
His daughter does some of the Reds pre and post game sometimes.
Yeah,
Annie. You have to Google her.
But growing up, it was the Cubs and Braves. Those were my teams. So Javi Lopez, Dave Justice, those guys were larger than life to me. I mean, if I would have met Javi Lopez, I probably wouldn't have been able to talk. So, I mean,
you have any tidbits?
Yeah, I got a couple. Not too many. Knicks hold on to beat the Celtics tonight. They're up 2-0. They won 91-90 because evil Boston. That's what I've been told. Evil Boston. Maple Leafs go up 2-0 on the Florida Panthers, which in hockey, which will be all the sweeter when they get their butts kicked. Dylan Cease threw a no-hitter, except he didn't do a no-hitter. He lost in the 7th inning and then immediately got hurt shortly thereafter, apparently with an injury. It's May, which means everybody's overreacting to their baseball teams, as you can see by my thing right there. Sam, what's your early overreaction for baseball?
I don't know that I really have one. Bree, because I'm very red centric this time of year. And I don't know that I really have a overreaction for the Reds, because what did I tell you? When we started this season, I said I thought the Reds would be 500, which is exactly what they are right now. They're 500. Although Braves cheated on Monday. They cheated.
MLB needs to figure, and that's what I was going to get to, is MLB needs to figure out that was absolutely a catch. And clearly the ball got dropped because he broke his literal forearm. It was clearly a catch. He set so I don't know. I get tired of this. I get tired.
It's like in the NFL.
Certain situations, you just need to say, no, batter is out, and every single person in that stadium and watching on TV would have been like, yep, fine, yep, out.
Because if he would have, when he hit the wall, the ball would have popped out. Okay. But, I mean, he did it, and he kind of dropped it a little bit, and that's when it counted. Not until he...
Did
it dropped down.
Because it looked like when he fell that it just kind of rolled out of the glove when he fell.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened.
Because I thought he caught it as he came down.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the process, if he would have, when he caught it and he hit the wall, then the ball popped out, I would have been fine with them saying, okay. But the fact that he dropped the glove, and to me, that's completing the catch.
Yeah.
Completing the catch. But apparently the new rule in the MLB is that you have to have it to where you could theoretically then hand the ball to the umpire yourself.
Well,
and then I'm like, the dude broke his forearm. And that's the part that hurts me too is, and I know I messaged you this, and I know I messaged Paul as well, is for Tyler Callahan. That was his third career game. He had Tommy John surgery already, and then he recovered from Tommy John surgery, and then he was in a bad wreck and tore up his hand.
Mm-hmm.
That just has, can you imagine working your entire life, finally getting to the show, and in your third game that happens because you're making a hell of a play.
Yeah.
And you don't know that you'll ever be back. Just awful.
Steph Curry expects to miss at least a week with his injury. Paul, is that all right if we talk basketball? I know we're not allowed apparently to talk about hockey, but figured I'd talk basketball since I know you don't watch it. I know we're getting in areas that you don't watch, but Mallory Swanson, Dansby Swanson's wife, who plays for the women's national team, is expecting her first baby. So congratulations to Dansby and Mallory for expecting or having a whatever, I don't know what that's called, but announcing the pregnancy.
It's called a baby.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much for clarifying that. I don't know what I'd do. Go to sleep. I don't know what I would do without you being able to tell me.
Have you ever had one of those?
I have not. I don't know what those are.
Paul wants to know, is it Dansby's?
I certainly hope so. Otherwise, we've got another Rafael Palmeiro, Ryan Sandberg situation on our hands.
There you go.
Wouldn't want that. That's my tidbits.
I've got Paul's stats of the week, and it's baseball stats, so it fits into that, I guess, and it's cycle stats. You ready for some cycle stats?
I am.
Only 14 times in MLB history has a batter hit for a natural cycle. Do you know what a natural cycle is?
Not as well as I should. What is it?
That's when they go in order. Single, double, triple.
Single, double, triple.
Home run. In that order.
How many?
14 times.
That's it?
That's it. No batter has done it more than once.
Woo.
No batter has done it more than once. Lou Piniella ran for the cycle during one game back in 1970. In order, he was thrown out at home plate, at second, was picked off of third base, and thrown out at first on a routine grounder. So he made an out at each of the four bases. He was thrown out at home plate, at second on a force play, was picked off of third, and was thrown out at first on a routine grounder. Kind of a fun little Lou Piniella line there for you. I found this interesting for you, and so they were talking on KSR earlier, and it's a little trivia question, and we can open it up to you all as well. So Matt Jones, who's the host of Kentucky Sports Radio, he went to a Diamondbacks game last night
in Arizona.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have a mascot race, and their mascot race is done with 4 mascots, and it's like you know how the Brewers do the sausages?
Race. Yep.
And then the Nationals do the presidents.
Correct.
So they do it, but they use 4 legends. They call their best 4 players in Diamondbacks history. So I'm asking you, who do they classify as the top 4, or who are their quote unquote legends of the Diamondbacks?
Okay, Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez is one, yes.
Randy Johnson.
Yep. Those are the 2 I got right off the bat.
Okay.
I got right off the bat.
Don't the Braves do the freeze too, where the guy runs across and catches the guy running? Don't the Braves do that one as well?
They have.
All right. Matt Walker on there?
Not
Matt Walker.
Matt Lindsay Wilson. Mike Taylor got that. Matt Williams. Matt Williams.
Yep.
Good one. And then there's one more. I'm going to be impressed if you can pull this out. Matt Williams. Williams.
Arizona?
No. This guy, I know you've never heard of this guy before. He has no connection to the Chicago Cubs whatsoever.
Great.
Guy by the name of Mark
Grace. Oh!
Mark Grace. Mark Grace.
Oh, Mark Grace got his World Series. Mark Grace got his World Series ring with the Diamondbacks, man.
I mean, arguably the most overrated player in baseball history, right? Just saying that, just because I know that makes you very happy when I say that, right? No? Do you not agree? But I found that interesting. The discussion based on those of
he is the only decades hit leader that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
He's the only hits leader from the.
Yep, I'm reading this right now. 3 All-Star games, 4 Gold Gloves, 1,754 hits, 364 doubles, with the most of any MLB player during the decade.
And listen, I'm not saying that Mark Grace deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He had a very good career, and he played on some really bad Cubs teams. I mean, he really played on some really bad Cubs teams, but there are other people that I think he's better than that are in the Hall of Fame. And for first baseman, it's kind of like a little bit of it's like relief pitching. I think there's a little bit of an unfair because you don't get a lot of the credit for defense that you would if you played shortstop, cough, cough, Ozzie Smith, or if you played, second base or something like that. So again, I'm not advocating that Mark Grace belongs in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying that there are other people that are in that I believe Mark Grace is better than.
And that's fair. Speaking of random players from through the years, you ready for Now Here's a Guy?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited because I'm so bad at this game, but I love it.
And it is Lou Piniella, Chicago Cubs. Okay? Lou Piniella, Chicago Cubs. Lou Piniella, Chicago Cubs for this. All right.
All right.
You've got 4 options to choose from. If you've never joined this, I'm going to throw up a random player, and it's simple. Leroy just has to tell me who it is. Now, here's a guy. Here it is. It's getting so serious, he had to go get himself another beer. He had to go grab himself another drink. So, okay, would you like 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2, he says. Number 2. Who is this?
Guy with a 4.56 ERA that went 12-12.
That actually would not surprise me if that was accurate. Are you saying that is inaccurate?
No, I'm not. I just know those Lou Piniella Cubs teams, they had about one pitcher that was really, really good, one pitcher that was trash, and three other guys that went 12-12 with a 4.50 ERA that were either really, really good or really, really bad. You never knew which outing they would have when they went out and took the mound.
Because now I want to look and see the year that I was talking about, what he ended up doing for the Cubs.
Oh, yeah. You telling me it won't help me at all, but go tell me what his...
So he had, in his Cubs career, he had a 4.37 ERA.
What did I say?
Yep, he had a 4.37 ERA. A 4.37 ERA.
Okay.
If it's Braves, we got this. No, this guy never played for the Braves, Paul. Do you know who this is?
I don't. Go ahead and tell me.
This guy is one of the best nicknames in baseball history.
Okay.
This is Dick Mountain.
Rich Hill.
Rich Hill.
Yeah.
Rich Hill.
Not fair.
Dick Mountain.
Rich Hill played for like 22 baseball teams too.
But he played, I believe, almost more games with the Cubs than any other team.
Yes.
Dick Mountain is...
I think they even brought him back. Like did he play for him and then come back later on? Okay.
No, he did not. Rich Hill. What? Paul says. I mean, listen, Rich Hill's been around. Rich Hill pitched as recent as last year.
Yeah. Rich Hill's like, and I think he's
older than you.
I think he's still in the minor leagues. Like, I think he's still like.
Doesn't it say this on Baseball Reference somewhere? If it does, it does not say anywhere.
It would not shock me, man. Him and Jamie
but I mean,
Moore playing until they're 55 years old.
Okay, he is nowhere right now.
Okay.
Nowhere right now. But I mean, like what year were you born?
82.
Okay, so Rich Hill is 2.5 years older than you, and he was still pitching in the MLB last year. What were you doing?
Co-host of a podcast and broadcasting crappy high school sports in Central Illinois.
Okay, what's your next guess? 1, 3, or 4?
4.
Number 4. Another pitcher.
Oh,
Another pitcher.
He looks really familiar.
Yeah, he does. Paul will probably get this one. I feel like. How many teams did this guy pitch for? Okay, he pitched for a lot more teams than I thought. I just remember him pitching for 2 teams, but he pitched for more than that. Good
old left-hander throwing the slider right there.
Yep. You know this one?
I do, but I don't.
So no, you don't know this one then. This guy for the Cubs.
Just put the kick me sign right on my butt.
113 starts for the Cubs.
Yep.
An ERA of 3.70 and a record of 47-34. This would be a guy by the name of...
Hold on. I'll take the wrong, but give me the first name.
If I give you the first name, you're going to get it.
Yeah, I already said I'm wrong.
Ted
Lilly.
Oh, Paul didn't know that one. I feel good when I stump Paul.
He looked hell of a familiar. I just couldn't freaking
feel good when I can stump Paul Reeves there.
All
Maybe that's the new game. Stump Paul. Number 1. This is a tougher one.
Oh,
this is a tougher one. Paul, you're not getting this one. If Paul gets this one, then I don't even know what I'm going to say on this. Now here's a guy.
My goodness.
Had pictures of Lily. Yep. Do you know this guy?
Is that Mickey Morandini?
No. No, it is not. How many years did this guy play? Okay. I mean, he played a decent amount of time. Actually won a World Series with a team not with the Cubs. Not with the Cubs. I'm looking here to see how did he get... So it's interesting. And I'll tell you this. The the Giants traded for him because Edgar Renteria got hurt.
After
he left for after he left the Cubs here. This guy's name is.
Who did they trade to the Cubs?
It's not telling me. It's not telling me. I was looking at that to see. I can try and find this, but this guy's name is. Do you think that would help you?
No, but I get fascinated with that kind of stuff over like who got traded for who.
Yeah, because I was looking to see in the Ted Lilly trade to see who it might have been in that realm as well. This one's a little bit Evan Crawford. Evan Crawford was who he was traded for.
What position?
Oh, he was in the trade that sent Sammy Sosa to the Orioles.
Okay.
Infielder by the name of Mike Fontenot.
Mike Fontenot?
Mike Fontenot. Mike Fontenot.
Gosh, those are some awful teams, man.
In fact, this is the 2008 Cubs that won 97 games.
I know, and then they collapsed and faced the Dodgers, and Manuel Ramirez decided he wanted to play Babe Ruth for a series, and then immediately right after the Dodgers moved on, Ramirez went like 1 for 18. Jeff Samardzija, my man!
You're welcome. I knew I had to give you one that was going to be really easy for you. I knew you were going to get old Jeff Samardzija.
Notre Dame football standout right there.
Now here's the actual one that you have to do. Spell Samardzija.
What?
Spell Samardzija.
Okay.
Do you think you can do it? Do you think you can do it?
I'm going to give it a shot. All
okay, let's see if you can do it.
There's no way. Samardjia.
No. Samarddzija.
I forgot about the Z.
Jeff Samardzija. What was his nickname? I don't know that I remember this.
Shark. Yeah. Yep. And listen, Jeff was fantastic. He was kind of when he was on, I mean, he was really, really good, but he fell off really, really fast.
Let's see here. Okay, he was traded. Okay. He was traded. Do you remember who they traded him to in 2014? They traded him to the A's. And in return got Addison Russell.
That's World Series champion Addison Russell to you. Thank you very much.
Wife beater, right? Or girlfriend beater, right?
Yeah.
Dan Straley.
Oh.
And Billy McKinney.
Yeah, Billy McKinney did nothing. Straley played for a year and a half, and Addy played until that. Yeah.
So Dan Straley, he had a comeback with the Reds a couple of years after that and was really, really good for the Reds in 2016. I remember. I always think of him as a Giant as well, along with being a Cub. Okay. That is, now here's a guy for this week. Maybe next week I'll do like Cubs and Braves. Players who played for both the Cubs and the Braves, give Paul a chance there to see it. He did play for the Giants.
He did play for the Giants, Paul. Yeah. He had a little bit of resurgence when he played, because he was horrible in Oakland. I think he was awful in Oakland, but he had a resurgence with the Giants and then fell off again.
Yeah, I always think those are fun though. To remember
I like doing the trades when you look at it 5-10 years later,
and you see like how did they trade that or whatever it is.
Yeah, like the Pete Crow Armstrong Javi Baez trade, which by the way, Javi's absolutely killing it in Detroit. It's so good to see.
Let's do a little play clock. What would you like to ask or answer?
I think I asked last. Go ahead. You ask first.
What's the worst smell?
You're okay. The worst smell is diesel and poop mixed together. That is the worst smell ever invented. That's right. When you see, when you are in deployed and you have to get rid of poop, you poop in a bucket, you pour gasoline all over it, you light it on fire, and you burn it in the 130-degree heat. There is no worse smell in the world. And every once in a while, I get a little diesel smell in my nose, and man, it is the worst flood of memories I've ever. The nostalgia is just right. It's horrible.
Dumpster behind it. Do you have like a smell that is like normal that you hate?
A normal smell that I hate? Sewer. I mean, obviously.
Like, yeah, I'm talking like, I guess for me, like, I don't like the smell of coconut. I don't hate it, but I don't really like the smell of coconut. Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Mint. I can't stand mint.
Okay,
yeah, if Christy will always get the chocolate Girl Scout chocolate mints.
Oh, Thin Mints? They're the best one.
Hate them. I hate mint. They smell horrible. I don't like them.
Interesting.
Spearmint I'm fine with. But like peppermint?
Interesting.
Gross.
Interesting. Okay, I'm ready. The smell of collard greens cooking, Paul says. I haven't had greens in a while. Do you like greens?
The times I've had them, they've been either really, really good or really, really bad.
Oh, when they're done well, they're really good. The
problem is I've had them done bad a couple times where it's kind of turned me off to them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sam, what is your favorite sports scandal?
God. My favorite sports scandal. Spygate?
Yeah.
Spygate maybe in there. Or even the whole Astros trash can and just the absurdity of it is got to be up there too. Deflategate was really good. Like, those are the ones that are coming to mind. But I mean, the trash can, the fact they were just banging on a trash can has got to be up there as far as the answer.
I just love that they have video of it, and you can literally hear the bangs.
Oh yeah,
in the video, like that's what gets me is you listen to it like later on, you're like,
nobody could pick up on it, kind of thing. Yeah, because you would have had no idea. You would have had absolutely no idea.
Crazy, just crazy to me. It's crazy. Did you know that there is evidence that the Cubs threw the 1918 World Series to the Red Sox, and because of them throwing the World Series to the Red Sox, a bunch of the Cubs players ended up getting traded out of that team, which sent a ripple of effects through as far as Babe Ruth on the Red Sox. It basically laid forward like a whole bunch of like the next 20 years of baseball, all because the Cubs, according to multiple sources, threw the 1918 World Series.
You have sources about the 1918 World Series?
I read. I don't have sources. I'm useless, okay?
I always love that. Like, you know, when people like fan podcasts will be like, you know, sources are telling you, but you don't have sources. Like, that's what Mick and I will always go, like, listen, like somebody asked us a couple of weeks ago, been like, have you heard anything about T. Higgins? Like, guys, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what we hear? The same gosh darn thing you hear. We don't. Yeah, I was like, we got nothing. We know nothing.
I have one source. He's an alcoholic, and quite frankly, I only take half of what he tells me as gospel.
And that's yourself, right?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, says the guy pounding. What is that? Your fourth Yingling in 45 minutes? If you woke up tomorrow morning,
okay,
and you were the last person alive on Earth, what would you do first?
I would go drive my car at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. If I was the last person, that's the first thing I'd do. Drive straight to Indy and go drive around on the track.
You drive your car, though?
Yeah. And then I'd go find, like, a really, really nice car and then go drive that one. But, like, I don't know. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I definitely drive a car there. I'm sure there's got to be a car in the museum I could steal. It's got to be. And then I'd go play. I'd go throw up balls and hit them at Wrigley Field.
Is it stealing though? If
I'm the last person on Earth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Paul makes a good point. Ain't no one gonna stop you.
Yeah. Drive straight to Augusta National and play 18. Yeah, that would be nice.
Would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. It would chew me up and spit me out.
Yep.
But it would still be a lot of fun.
No one would know. No one would. So you could lie about it because no one would know, Sam.
Who am I going to lie to?
Yeah, I shot a 48, man. It was great.
They'd look right at me and be like, "You're freaking insane." Okay, I'm ready.
In today's NBA, would Jordan do better or would LeBron do better back in the 90s?
I think I'm going to go full heel here. I mean, LeBron is the best athlete to ever play the game of basketball. You might be able to say Jordan is the better player, but if we're just talking pure athlete, LeBron's the best athlete to ever play the game. Just based on height, longevity. Because, I mean, like, you're looking at LeBron right now. Isn't he 40? And he's still doing what he's doing. Now, you can say what you want about LeBron as a person, but as a player, you can't take anything away from him. But I think LeBron would have a lot of success, and Jordan, I think it would be different in today's game. I think he would almost blend more in because there's so many good shooters.
All they do is shoot the three, though.
Would Jordan have been forced to become more like that, though?
I don't know, man. I just know that he would probably adapt pretty well. I mean, he was a decent three-point shooter anyway.
Both players would be fantastic.
Jordan was a career 32% three-point shooter.
That's not good.
In his best season, he shot 42% from there.
Yeah, and that's actually really not good at all. Paul says he would score 80. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, LeBron, a career 35% three-point shooter.
Right, but I mean, let's face it, the defense was better in the 90s than it is now.
But the game is called differently as well.
Rodman would kill LeBron.
Would Rodman even be able to guard LeBron, though?
Okay, I'm just saying, like defensively, you can't argue. I mean, they played much better defense in the 90s than what they do now. Now they just drive down and shoot a three and run back and, put their arm up. And I mean, I'm guarding you in real life better than they are.
Mm-hmm.
So just interesting. It's the Babe Ruth. If Babe Ruth had today's training, would he be good today? Mm-hmm. That's the argument.
Time for the next round of the bracket, right?
Yes, let's move on. All right, bottom half of the bracket. We'll start off with our number 2 versus our number 15 seed. Again, if you're just joining us, these are best or most memorable, not best, most memorable sports moments.
We had an awful week last week.
Cry more about it. Anyway.
Tiger getting eliminated. I still can't believe that. I still cannot believe
So we have the Miracle on Ice. U.S. defeats the Soviets in hockey at Lake Placid versus NC State upsets Houston. Jim Valvano runs on the court looking for a hug.
Yeah, it's the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to put my foot down here. Like, the Miracle on Ice is advancing.
You're going to put your foot down.
My foot will go down here. The Miracle on Ice is one of the greatest sports memories. And yes, please in the comment section, let us know who your vote is. We got 3 votes for the Miracle on Ice. This is even a hockey event that Paul will vote for. I knew it. Wow. I knew this would be one. Miracle on Ice, unanimous wins.
All right. Next up, number 7 versus number 23. Hank Aaron hits his 715th home run versus Randy Johnson and the Bird.
Oh, the Bird! I'm all in on the Bird. I'm all in on the bird. Because you know why? Because the bird is the word.
You know why Paul hates hockey? Because the Atlanta Kings are the hockey team.
Mike is voting for Hank Aaron, so it's 1-1. Are you voting for the bird?
I am.
3-1, the bird. The bird. John votes for the bird. The bird advances.
Oh my gosh.
Steven is so mad right now. He is so mad. He's not even watching, and I can feel him steaming from wherever he is tonight.
All right, next up. Jackie Robinson breaks the Major League Baseball color barrier. Number 3 versus number 46, the Steve Bartman incident.
I want to, Leroy.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Cubs World Series doesn't get here, but we can talk about Bartman.
I'm voting for Bartman.
Jackie Robinson.
Yep. Leroy votes for Bartman as well.
And Mike has a strong understanding of middle names. I just want you to know that.
So it's 2-2 right now. Oh, Bartman advances because you voted for Bartman, right?
I did not.
Okay. No, are you sure?
I definitely voted for Jackie.
Okay, so Jackie Robinson advances. Bartman is eliminated. I tried, Paul. I remember watching on TV when Bartman happened.
Ugh, me too. Ugh.
And then you went and picked it in front of him.
Speaking of the cheating, Astros cheating scandal versus Cal Ripken breaks Lou Gehrig's record.
I'm going to go with the Astros. Just because I think we're talking about...
How old were you when Cal Ripken broke the record?
I mean, wasn't that... What year was
I don't remember. I remember it, but I know most people don't.
I don't even know what year that was. Yeah, it happened September 6th, 1995. So I was negative 1.5 years.
I was 13, okay? Like, that was a big deal for me as the 13-year-old.
So we have 3 votes for Ripken, 1 vote for the Astros. And are you voting for Ripken?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you. At least Paul. Thank you, Paul. I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. Like, that was a big deal, man.
Wasn't alive.
All right, so that sets up our final matches.
The 8, right? Final 8?
Yes.
Which is
so
what?
We have They Are Who We Thought They Were, the Dennis Green press conference versus Michael Jordan's final shot in the Bulls uniform.
What a terrible matchup.
Shut up. Jesse Owens takes on Michael Phelps. Miracle on Ice takes on Randy Johnson and the Bird. And Jackie Robinson takes on Cal Ripken.
The Bird! The Bird! It'll keep on keeping on. The Bird will continue to ride. You don't have any autographs today.
I do not. I had a class tonight, so I was not able to prep.
You're fired. You're not getting paid tonight.
Fine.
Paul's getting your salary tonight.
Paul, don't spend it all in one place.
You know what? Screw that. I'm taking it. I deserve it. I'm taking your salary tonight.
How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
How did your driver do this week in Texas?
I think better than yours.
I was literally asking.
So the results from that, you got 28 points last week. Paul and I got 32, excuse me. John got 37. Steven, he got 0.
Oh my gosh, Paul's right. Hold on, I want to show you some cool stuff. Hold on.
Okay. Leroy's leaving. Now the question is how long does it take for him to come back? What do we think? I'm just going to drink my drink here while I'm waiting. I love that he just leaves me here to try and entertain our millions upon millions of listeners.
I'm so pumped. Breath.
You should.
I'm so pumped.
You should have saved it to. So Mike said it would have taken you 2 minutes. Paul said it'd take you 18 seconds. It took you probably about 40 seconds. That was pretty quick.
All right, you ready? So we've got your favorite player.
Oh, that's a-hole himself. Okay.
We got a Justin Fields rookie card.
Oh, there you go.
Thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. This card is so awesome. It's a Pudge Rodriguez Kennesaw Mountain Landis Memorial Baseball MVP Award card.
Oh, that is cool.
Isn't that awesome?
That's cool.
A number 33 or 38 out of 50. Got a couple of Ken Griffey Jr. cards.
Can't beat Junior. Is it Reds or Mariners Jr. or
Mariners,
White Sox?
Sir. Mariners.
Not White Sox?
It is not White Sox, no. All right. Hutch Strickland.
I don't think I know who that is.
NASCAR driver for a moment. We got Ricky Rudd, the old Tide card.
Oh, I hate Ricky Rudd.
Is he on your list?
He might be. So I told you, have I told my story as to why I hate Ricky Rudd?
Well, let's hear the Ricky Rudd story.
So I had one of the old NASCAR video games, NASCAR Thunder 2003. And for some reason, because like in the newer NASCAR games, if you remember, like you'll create rivals and they will wreck you. In the old games, that wasn't a thing. But for some gosh darn reason, Ricky Rudd would always wreck me. Always. And it wasn't like I deserved it. He would just always wreck me. So Ricky Rudd and I became rivals.
Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes is the nicest guy in racing. In real life, Ben Rhodes is a sweetheart. I hate Ben Rhodes with a passion, all from NASCAR. We got Derek Cope, who looks like Weekend at Bernie's.
Kind of looks like Urban Meyer with a mustache.
Do you recognize who that is?
Is that Terry Labonte?
It is. Good job. Yeah, absolutely. You got Mike Wallace.
The broadcaster?
Yeah. How about this guy? You know this guy?
No, I don't think I do. Oh, is that Bill Elliott?
Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott. Yep.
Bill
okay.
Elliott.
Awesome
Yeah.
Bill from Dawsonville, right?
Ken Schrader and Dale Earnhardt in the background.
Okay.
How about this guy right here?
Is that DW?
That is DW, absolutely. All right. How about this guy? You know this guy? He did all right.
I don't know who that is.
He did all right.
May he rest in peace.
One of the coolest cards I've ever seen in my life. Hulk Hogan and Mean Gene. And Mean Gene says, "Who's your next challenger?" And Hulk says, "Anybody good enough to meet me, man."
Interesting. I didn't even know they made WWE cards.
Oh yeah. Look at this Jackson Holiday card. Can we just again say that Jackson looks like he's like 7 years old?
Well, you know, his little brother is going to be the number 1 overall pick this year. Mike asks, was that Richard Childress with Earnhardt?
It was not. It sure looks like him, but it was not. Yeah, Mike Allstott over here. Mike Allstott's from Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, same place my dad was born.
Interesting.
All right. Do you recognize these guys? Hold on. Let me see if I can get this where it's not fuzzy. There we go. Can you see it very well at all?
No, I can't. It's a little
all right. It's Ryan Sandberg, George Bell, and Andre Dawson. It says MVP.
That's cool.
And another Ken Griffey Jr. card, which in a really cool catching pose.
That's a cool picture.
And I have a question for the group. We have a 1991 Upper Deck baseball card pack.
Do you want to open it?
And that's the question that I have for everyone. That I was saving it for the podcast tonight because I was going to ask: do we keep it sealed, Or do we open it? I'm fine either way.
You want to know what I think? What the hell's the point of keeping it sealed? Like, it's not like you're going to resell that, are you?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So what the hell's it going to do just sitting there with growing dust on it, right?
Absolutely. Are we ready?
Well, let's make sure that nobody else is going to say, like, keep it closed.
I'm fine either way. John says
sealed. Did anybody ask John his opinion? No. Might be the Michael Jordan White Sox card in there.
Could very well be.
So I think Mike's saying open it. John says open it then. Peer pressure got to John. Peer pressure got to John. I mean, like,
Paul, what do you think? Paul, what do you think?
I'm curious, Paul, have you had this since 1991? In that case, he might say keep it sealed. I just don't get why people keep those sealed. Mike says open it. This is the year for the Jordan card. I think that's saying open it.
All right. I'm so nervous.
What are you gonna do if it is? What are you gonna do if it is a Jordan card in there?
I'll run around like a little kid. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hold. I haven't even looked yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold it up. This card we get. That's a tiger. Let's see. We got Chet Lemon.
That's funny. Okay, so Chet Lemon is the nickname for a guy on KSR. That's funny.
Okay, next up we got Mike Lieberthal. Look how young Mike looks. Name. Mike looks young.
I'm gonna go full screen on you here.
All right. We got Yankees checklist.
Playing some Minecraft. I like it. Yankees who?
Checklist.
Okay.
Dave Gallagher.
Okay.
Oh, Mike Morgan with the Dodgers.
Okay.
You want to talk about a guy that played for a ton of teams? I love how they always get the pitchers with bats.
Right. You're never going to find that anymore, though.
Oakland Athletics legend Ron Darling. Kevin Elster. Don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know that name.
I know most of these guys. Don't know him. A St. Louis Cardinals hologram sticky card.
Oh, he just knew that was for you.
Of course he did. Oh, my gosh. Tony Gwynn.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. The old Padres logo, too?
Yeah, Tony Gwynn had the best cards, man. Scott Lucidor. Another Tiger. Let's see. We got Ted Power.
Hey, look at that. We talked about him last week on the pod.
Yeah, we did. Crazy. Andre Dawson. Hey.
There you go. Elster played for the 1986 Mets, Mike says.
Kevin Moss. Another Tiger. Walt Terrell. Brad Arnsberg for the Rangers.
Interesting.
And Rafael Navoa from the Giants.
Interesting. Well, that's cool.
That is awesome. Cool. Thank you, Paul. That's fantastic.
Shout out to Paul Reeves. Reeves. That's really cool.
That's badass. Really cool, so sure. those are the cards that I got today from Paul for winning that contest. Big shout out to Paul.
NASCAR this week heads to Kansas.
Ooh.
The overall standings right now, Leroy, you still have a comfortable lead with 349. Paul has 295. I have 283. John, you have 175. Mike, you have 114 though. So I mean, you're still in there. Blake has 39. Steven has 43. Because we gave him, I think he took Rusty.
We gave it like 5 points for taking.
No, he picked Rusty Wallace one week, and Bubba Wallace had a really good race, so I felt like I should throw him some points. Because, I mean, they're related, aren't they?
John's really upset because he didn't take Joey Logano this week, and Logano won the race, so he's pretty upset with himself.
So I'm not even going to ask John who he's picking. I got it in there.
We already know.
Joey Logano. I'm going to take Kyle Larson.
William Byron
is Leroy's pick this week. You're due a dud. You've had a good little stretch here. You've had a stretch here where you've not really had a dud all year. Your lowest point total is 19. Paul and I have both had one a couple of times.
Also, just an update. Braves have actually finally figured out how to play baseball. Congratulations. Paul still finds himself 5 games behind the Cubs, though.
Mike is going to take Bubba Wallace.
Okay. All right.
Curious who Paul drops in here. I already put John. John, I already put you down for Logano. Paul's going to go with Reddick. Reddick is Paul's pick this week. All righty. Well, next week, I'm sure we'll have some schedule reaction to the NFL schedule being released. And who knows what else might come up in the next week, right?
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts for this week? John says he messaged you last week of Logano. I had you down for Blaney last week, John.
You said Blaney, John. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Maybe. Hold on, there we go.
This really is great podcasting.
It's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm not going to spend the whole time looking for it. I know it's not Paul. That's why I got to sell. That's why I said this. And I said, that's why I got to celebrate now before you guys all come back and the Cubs go on their annual 3-10 end of May.
I'm so used to picking him. I guess I messed up, John says. Look forward to next week's show, though. I hope you have a good rest of your week.
Yes, I will be in Indianapolis this weekend.
Oh.
For the Sancio Grand Prix. I know, you're all thrilled.
Can you not tell?
Yeah. I'm taking Friday off because originally my plan was to go down for Friday as well, but Lexi has a root canal and I have to stay and pick up kids from school.
Can you not get them an Uber?
I just said they could walk. I mean, it's only like 4 miles.
You walked 4 miles uphill both ways, right?
In the snow.
Mm-hmm.
In 130 degree weather.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also got to broadcast tennis on Saturday and Sunday.
You live to tell the tale.
11 hours. I tell you what, I don't necessarily, I enjoyed watching it. I really did, up until about the last hour of night 1, because it went from where all the tennis courts, there were 3 on each side. So there were 3 here and 3 here. Well, we had to move indoors, and all the tennis courts were lined up in a row. And of course, in that last court that finishes up is the court that's farthest away from all of us. So God bless Mike Taylor, man. He went out there and took basically a GoPro and set it up so that we could figure out, what was going on down there. But the windows are soundproof. You can't hear what's going on. So you're basically broadcasting off a TV. And I've never felt more useless as a broadcaster in my life than trying to broadcast tennis from a court that was 75 feet away. It was the second night. It was my first night, though. It was 75 feet away. It was horrible. The championship, though, was a whole lot easier because it was outdoors. And I'm telling you, the nice thing is it was good tennis. It was two, big powerhouses that were playing each other. But the women's match went forever. They were just completely content just to. And I felt bad for the broadcaster because he got done with it and he was just exhausted when it was done.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
But it was enjoyable. It was a nice little learning curve. It was a nice little, again, a big shout out to, Mike was an absolute legend behind the scenes putting stuff together. If he can make you look good, he can make anybody look good. That's true, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But it was quite a learning experience, and it was quite enjoyable. I wouldn't mind doing it again now that I've got my feet wet doing it. But my goodness, it was definitely challenging. It was trying to call like 3 courts that are going on at the same time. It's one thing if you're calling just one tennis game, but they like 3 courts are having action all at the same time. So you kind of got to. On court 1, we have, it was more updates than there was actual broadcasting because you just couldn't keep up with everything that was going on all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that tennis would be maybe baseball again in our future, Mike asks.
Could be, yeah.
We've always considered doing golf. But what we would probably do
it right.
Oh yeah. I would just, oh my goodness! Oh! But what we would do is, so the golf course that the golf team plays their home matches at is in the middle of nowhere. There's no cell phone service, so we would have to record it.
Ours is too. Taylorville is out in the middle of nowhere as well.
So it's up on the lake. And there's no cell phone service up there. It's amazing to get up there because there's no cell phone service. So you just pretty much get to escape the world for a couple of hours. But so what we would have to do is record it and then like edit it and stream it live later. So that would be nice because I'd be able to like do play-by-play not live, which would be kind of fun. But,
we have a basketball update, and only because it's a history making. The Oklahoma Thunder set an NBA postseason record with 87 points in the first half. They lead 110-72 with 3 minutes left in the third.
Wow. I'm surprised you didn't bring up the new hockey team, the Utah Mammoth.
The Utah Mammoth, that's right. They got a pretty good logo.
I like it. I like it.
It was and the Arizona Diamondbacks, if you haven't seen their new City Connect jerseys.
I like it.
Amazing. I want the hat really, really bad. Those are amazing as well.
Yes. Paul, we'd love to do a broadcast of a round of golf with you and your buddies. We'll mic you up and everything.
I got asked to broadcast cornhole at the 500.
There you go.
Our Facebook, our IndyCar Facebook group is playing cornhole on Carb. I got asked if I would live stream and broadcast it. So we're just broadcasting everything under the sun in front of us right now. That's what we're doing.
You don't call it bago?
Huh?
You don't call it bago or bags? Some people
No, not in Illinois.
Yeah, it's cornhole. It's cornhole to me. But depending on where you go. Yeah, Leroy will do just about anything for $1.
And for once, that's a good thing.
I mean, and listen, and if they came to you and they said, we'll give you a free Taco Bell meal, it really would be anything.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. Couple of Taco Supremes and
I'm good.
What?
I'm good.
Hot sauce, fire sauce?
Medium.
Pansy.
Or hot. I don't do the mild.
Diablo?
Medium or hot.
Diablo?
No. No, hot.
$20? $20?
Paul's not wrong.
Hey.
Paul's not wrong.
When you work in radio.
Y'all don't understand how broke we are, man. Yeah. Y'all don't understand.
$20?
I'm telling you. I was looking at a job today, and it was assistant editor for a podcast in Indianapolis. And the starting salary was $45,000. And I was like, interesting. Benefits, you say? Benefits?
Taco Bell used to have the fire roasted sauce. Bold, but not spicy.
Bold, but not spicy.
Taco Bell.
Oh.
Think outside the bun, right? They don't even use that anymore, do they?
I'd ask Paul what his favorite Taco Bell meal is, but Paul hates everything, so.
I tell you, you know what I've been on a kick about with Taco Bell recently? Is the quesadilla. The chicken quesadilla. Yeah? It's just, over the weekend, you know those weekends where it's just not really, it's not your weekend,
Yeah.
Saturday night, you know what? I'm like, you know what? It's not my weekend. One feeling the greatest. I want myself a chicken quesadilla. So I got myself a chicken quesadilla. And then last night, I finished my game.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I want myself a chicken quesadilla. So you know what I did? I got myself a chicken quesadilla. Because I'm an adult and I get to make those decisions. But then I made the wrong decision. Like I'm eating that at 8:30 last night, and I'm with one of my friends as I'm doing it, and I'm like drinking a Baja Blast, and I look at them and I'm like, should I really be doing this? It's like it's almost 9 o'clock, and I'm drinking a Baja Blast. Is this smart?
Jerry Seinfeld once told a joke about calling his mother at 4:30, saying, "Hey, I just ate 5 cookies right before dinner. What are you gonna do about it?" I usually get the double stack taco and then turn it into a double decker taco supreme.
Yeah, because you like the one with the beans on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
May it rest in peace. May it rest in peace. You're Catholic?
Oh gosh, no. That's why I did it wrong. That's why I did it wrong. I was
gonna say. Do you have a bet on who's going to win conclave? Then.
I'm hoping for the Chicago Pope. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's get an American in there and really just jack it all up.
What continent will the Pope be from?
Europe.
Oh, that's the easy answer.
Yeah, but we haven't had a European Pope in like 50 years.
Wasn't the last guy European?
No, he's from South America.
No. The guy before Francis.
Was he from South America?
Francis was from South America, and he was the first South American Pope. You know what? I'm going to go wild card. I'm going to go Africa.
All right. All right. And now I'll go North America. We'll finally get our first North American Pope.
First American?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Benedict was American. Thank you, Mike. I couldn't remember his name.
I don't know. I'm Lutheran, man. We don't care.
What would be your Pope name?
My Pope name?
Uh-huh.
I like Pius.
Pope Pius?
Yeah, whatever number we're on for hold on.
I'm sure your father would love you saying that you want to be Pope Pius.
Okay. We had a Saint Pius the 10th.
Oh, Paul, boo, Paul.
Pius
he's going to be from Antarctica. He will have freezing cold takes. Boo.
Pius the 12th. So I would be Pope Pius the 13th.
You fit a 13th.
I could do it. I could do it.
I feel like I would be Pope Samuel, though. I'd be the first.
Pope Samuel the first.
Uh-huh.
Would you call yourself because like one of the guys called himself the first and he was like assassinated like a month later. Would you call yourself the first?
No, because I think he was just Pope Francis. I think he was the first Francis. Wasn't he?
Did you watch the Kentucky Derby?
No.
Somebody take his Kentucky card.
So I don't have cable. I don't have cable anymore. So I cut my cable off during the summer because there's nothing to watch. Pope Samuel the Greater. I like that.
Oh, don't encourage him, Mike.
I like that, Mike.
Oh, don't encourage him. I
like that.
He's gonna change his name on Facebook. Don't encourage.
I like that a lot. That fits. Like it just it rolls off the tongue a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh no.
Oh yeah. It works. It works.
Awful.
It fits. Okay. If I could figure out how to change my name on the screen right now, I would. I don't like that no, I guess I can't change your name anymore. I don't know what's happening. How do I do this? Oh, wait, it's down here. That's right. Okay. Here we go. Hope
this is so stupid.
The Greater. There we go. Bang. As much money as you make and you don't have cable. There's a reason I don't have cable, and it's because of the amount of money that I make, Paul. Today was Ken Griffey Jr.'s last payment for the Reds, $3.5 million. I think that was last year.
What are you going to do with all that extra money? Give Elliot an extension. Give Elliot an extension.
More bobbleheads. I think that'll wrap us up here for this week. I think we've rambled on. I mean, we're talking about the Pope now. I think that's the sign that it's time for us to go to bed.
What's been your favorite giveaway that the Reds have given away?
I never got one, and I've always wanted one. So you remember Bronson Arroyo? He had the long hair.
Yeah.
They gave away a Reds hat that had the hair on the back.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it's fantastic. And now I want to see if I can see, because if there's one on eBay right now, I might consider buying it.
The Cubs had Len and Boog, or Jim and Boog, a bobblehead with the announcer table and everything. But that was pretty cool.
$40 plus shipping.
$40? You gonna play $55 for a hat? I mean, you do that regularly anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty awesome hat. Like, I'm gonna send it to you in Messenger right now. Like, this thing is, if I knew it wasn't, like, if it was new and not used, you want me to wear cornrows, Mike? I don't know that I really want that. I don't know that I could pull that off. Okay, I'm sending you now. Oh God, that link is long. I'm sending you now the Bronson Arroyo link.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
yeah, we've exhausted this. We'll do it again next week. We'll do it again next week with another great show. We'll talk about the new Pope. We'll
cornrow. Yes, he did wear cornrows. Yes, that's
we will do we'll talk about schedules and how the Eagles are playing the Bears opening night. And we'll talk about much more great stuff.
Yeah, we've gone from preaching to rambling. Yes,
we really have, but we're having fun. So
have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next week on From the Pressbox.
You too.